Between this episode and the last episode of this series, I finished installing all of the second floor joists. I've learned a decent amount from the first time I installed these, way back in the spring, and this time I made sure to use 2 nails for each one to keep them from spinning. It took a little more time, but I think it will make doing the next task much easier, installing the subfloor. Last time, for the first floor, I made all of my own plywood. That was quite a tedious process, but the result was quite good, so I decided to do it again. Each layer of the plywood is made from a thin maple veneer, which is pretty easy to cut with scissors. So, I cut out 4x8" rectangles out of my big sheet of veneer. I ended up with 2 types, some with the grain going horizontally, and some with the grain going vertically. To make the plywood stronger, I'll laminate one of each type together. To glue the plywood layers together, I'll use a mix of adhesives. Last time I just used spray glue, which worked for a little while, but slowly but surely, the plywood started to delaminate over time. Since then, I've done a little bit of experimenting with using just wood glue, but that proved to be hard to keep from warping while it cured. So I ended up doing the best of both worlds, using the spray adhesive as a sort of clamp to keep the layers together while the wood glue dried. With all the plywood made, it was time to start to lay it down. This is a relatively tedious process, as each piece of plywood needs to be nailed in at least 10 different places to ensure it is attached to all the joists it is over top of. It took me most of an afternoon, but I was able to attach all the subfloor and start thinking about the walls. The walls also were quite tedious. First, I had to cut all the 2x6s for the external walls to length. Because I had to do so many, I made a quick little jig. The jig is exactly 8 inches long from the front to the back, and this allowed me to easily put all the 2x6s inside, mark them, and then cut them all to the exact same length. With all the stock prepped, I assembled each wall section. Each wall section right now doesn't have any studs within it, and without them, the walls won't be structurally sound. Some wall sections have windows, some have doors, and some are completely empty. Each one was custom made to where it would be placed. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to completely finish up making and installing all of the wall sections. I'll do my best to finish them up and install them before the next episode though. In general, I'm starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel with this project. It's been really massive, and while it's been fun, I'm starting to lose enthusiasm when I have to spend hours on the tedious things like making plywood or nailing together lumber. However, I'm still committed to finishing the project, and coming up soon I'll be making some roof trusses, some windows and doors, and attaching some siding, which should be a lot more fun. If you aren't already, feel free to subscribe if you want to keep up with this project, and thanks for watching.